Hey viewers, welcome to another Games Casual Pro Gamer. This is another game analysis video from, well, in this case Sydtko playing Kog'Maw, and we're only going to do the laning phase once again. So as you can see, once again starting off at as the blue team, and yeah, going to do the double columns here. So Nunu this time as a support, which means another non-healing support, and which means another um, boots and potions start. As I said in the previous one, the Doran's Blade is actually a better start, but if you have a non-healing support, then you have to go for boots and potions. Otherwise you can choose to, but it's just not the smartest choice. The smartest choice would be to go for Doran's Blade and, well, depend on your support player to stay alive. Apparently no enemies here. But as you can see, staying back just like every time, only moving forward once a minion is available. And he's pretty sure that there's nobody else here. So now they're going to go in for, well, attempted harassment at least. But yeah, not actual harassment, because they want to make sure that they lose no minions here. Because every minion they miss is another 20 gold that is lost forever. And yeah, even though you might have a chance of getting a kill eventually, you will miss a lot of minions because of that. And every kill is about 15 minions. Well, yeah, 15 minions. So yeah, not counting the assist. With the assist, it would be something like 22. But still, yeah, 15 minions is, let's say, 3 waves. It's about 2.5 actually. Especially if you have cannon minions in there, because cannon minions are worth more. Going for the, I think W into Q into W, but I didn't actually see. You can rewind the video. I can rewind the video. So, yeah, let's see. Starting off with the Q into the W into Q into, this is another W. And yeah, we were somewhere here, at 10 seconds onwards. Ash is now coming lane, and since Ash has missed quite a few minions, I don't think she's going to be a really big threat to him. And yeah, at this point you can start to harass, obviously, because, well, there are no minions to get, and he is doing a pretty good job of getting all of the minions. Even though that is a really hard thing to do, because, well, every now and then you get like these situations where the minions all attack the same one, like they did there. So they all attack the same minion at the same time, and it's very hard to get in between them. But yeah, you can manage that by using multiple attacks on minions, and, well, that's kind of experience, I guess, getting last hits on minions, and yeah, you should really try to improve your skills on that, because that is the big difference. If you're playing bottom lane, that is the big difference between being like 800 ELO and being well, 2000 ELO. And yeah, the jungler coming in here and almost getting killed, and now actually getting killed, but Nunu is going to pay the price for that one. And is he going to trade here? Yes, he is. Oh no! Actually still alive. Wow. I thought he was going in for a suicide and then, yeah, well, exploding on the ash, but apparently not really wanting that money that badly. And yeah, I would have been able to afford a little bit more here then, but also would have given more cash to Ash. And yeah, that is never a good deal, obviously. So yeah, what happened there was, we will see for a minute. Hang on. Um, So it started off here somewhere. Started off a little bit back actually. So the Sona here is getting pretty low. I mean, they've been harassing her a little bit, especially Nunu has been harassing her. And there you can see Sona actually wanting to recall, and she's actually going to recall now. So what they know that for the next, I don't know, 30 seconds, there's not going to be a support, and Ashe, yeah, she's not really low, she has very low mana. So they're going to slow her, and they're going to throw some damage on her. And then, yeah, well, this jungler shows up, which wasn't intended, obviously. The enemy team had him here for the extra protection, or sent him here, because they were expecting this, I'm assuming. But yeah, as you can see, he's a little bit too aggressive. The exhaust going down, exhaust from Nunu, it's a very nice spell to have, by the way, as a support. And yeah, because of the shield, he's going to almost survive that. And Nunu gets in a little bit too far, obviously going to get picked off by Ashe, and might have been able to flash out right away, but didn't. Actually wanted to shoot that last ice blast, and therefore Ashe can attack him one last time. Could have survived there. That is the main thing to learn here. And yeah, this one was because of the heal, and had they used the heal for Nunu, Nunu would have actually survived. So I think this was actually Kog'Maw's fault that Nunu died, but it was Nunu's fault that he didn't save himself. But at this level, you should be able to count on people actually using the heal when it's needed, and not just when they need it. And in this case, it was needed a little bit earlier than he used it. So going through his songs apparently. Yeah, well, this is by the way the bottom laner from Cursed Gaming, in case you didn't know, but the Curse logo is in the top right, so might have picked up on that. And I am just making sure that I am recording. Yes, I am. Well, obviously I'm recording, otherwise you can see this. But for me it's nice to know that I'm actually recording. So yeah, the Kog'Maw trying to get as many last hits here as possible, as quickly as possible, because, well, he knew Ashe wasn't here, so he wants to make sure that, well, he can get all of these last hits before getting harassed by Ashe. He's not actually pushing the lane, as you can see, but yeah, if you have a big minion wave on the enemy side, so if your enemy minions have grouped up, then the enemy knows that you're going to be distracted by that, and they're going to be able to harass you. So he equalizes the minions on both sides, making sure that the lane will not actually push either way. And now going a little bit aggressive on the Ashe and Sona. But yeah, they're not going to be that much concerned with that, because Ashe has some healing potions as well. I don't know what Ashe actually started off with. It seems that she started off with Dorn's Blade. I can check that later, but... And now going really aggressive, because with the earlier harassment, they got a little bit of the health from Ashe down already, and oh wow, this cannon coming in and almost finishing two guys off, but oh, actually managing to take both of them down. And yeah, he's going to be able to get out of that. That is the annoying part of the innate ability here, the explosion on Kog'Maw. That, although you get some extra attack speed, really doesn't do that much. Because normally people can get out of it in the cases that you would actually get a last hit on that. Going for 2 Doran's Blades plus the boots level 2 into Vampiric Scepter. As I said in the previous one, we can see either Vampiric Scepter before the BF sword or after the BF sword. Normally, if people are doing well, they will buy it after the BF sword. So they will go for that first because the extra damage is just huge. But yeah, if they're getting killed like he did here, and they want a little more sustain in the lane instead of the extra damage later on, it is going to result in getting the Vampiric Scepter earlier. Obviously, this means that the BF sword will take a little bit longer to get. Yeah, it means that the laning phase will keep going a little bit longer. Because with the BF sword you can push the enemy turret, and yeah, obviously you're not going to stop farming then, because you're going to stop farming once you have an Infinity Edge plus the Zeal, and that is generally the point where you are strong enough to, well, to kill the whole enemy team. Let's just put it like that. Yeah, ultimate's up now. I'm still not sure what he levels, but normally the W is leveled first. Uh, so first to maximum, but normally the skills are W into Q into W into E into W. And yeah, so at level 9 you will have, oh, then you get the ultimate, obviously. Normally you get, at level 9 you get the last point in your W. Obviously at 6, 11 and 16 you get extra, you get points in your ultimate. And for the rest it kind of depends who you're up against and your playstyle. The Q will do a little more damage, the W will give you a little more utility. But yeah, normally getting a 1 point in the E, so in the slow, yeah, that is enough. The W adds all the damage, the Q adds a little more damage, but the E, well, the Q has a passive speed buff, attack speed, and that is it's very useful to have. Obviously, it is what makes you so strong in the late game, but it's not that important to get, especially if you don't have the huge amounts of damage yet. Obviously in the late game it is really nice to have. But the slow, yeah, it doesn't increase the slow, it doesn't increase the amount of area. So the only thing you get extra levels for would be extra damage, and you really don't need that because you have plenty of damage in your other skills. Plus the Q and W add way more damage than an extra level in E does. So normally people level that up later, but yeah, the cooldown goes down, so you might want to level it up to like level 2 or 3 earlier because of the decreased cooldown. Anyhow, yeah, this is just like all of the other games, really about controlling your lane, getting as many last hits as you can, but also not harassing that much, but threatening to harass. And that is way more important, getting the slow off here on both of the enemies, but it's not going to be good enough. Oh, he is going to survive. Yeah, they are still going to come in pretty, well, dangerously close. No, they went in all the way to where he was instantly because they both had flash or something like that. Well, I don't think Talon actually needs flash to get in close. But yeah, let's see how he played that, because that is what I'm trying to do here. So yeah, at this point they see both of them coming. Oh, come on, pause already. They saw both of them coming. They weren't coming through the river. We can see Sona in the river now. They were coming from their jungle. So Nunu actually sees them. And obviously Kog'Maw is going to react as well. This ultimate is just to prevent them from running in. It's not going to be that much damage, but it's like you have this instant reaction of, oh, I don't want to get hit by that. And that's what this is for. It's not for doing an insane amount of damage, because it doesn't do an insane amount of damage. And for some reason my video doesn't want to pause when I want it to. So launching the slow not directly on people, as we can see here. So he's launching it, oh, he is launching it on this guy. But yeah, not on this guy. He could actually have tried to hit both of them. But the main thing with this skill is, so with the E, is that you get the slow off. It's not about getting the damage off, because the damage is really low, and it is so much more important to get the slow than to get the damage. So as you could see, the Talon came in instantly with his silence jump thingy, and there's an actual flash needed from Cannon because, well, he got slowed. So yeah, the flash not getting him out of range, but as you can see, Cannon is tanking the turret pretty heavily. He is at about 400 life, 366, and Cannon is getting really low, but he still has his heal up. He still hasn't used that yet. And yeah, because of the snowball, or the ice blast, I think it's called, actually killing the cannon there. And by now needs to go home, because it is very important to stay healthy in lane. And yeah, I'm not sure if, well, I'm pretty sure Ash's arrow is up. She might have shot that to another lane, but I obviously didn't see that. And Ash might actually be able to hit him here. No, the Ash arrow was up. Going to use the heal here, and yeah, not going to get anything done because both of the enemies are full health. Sona is out of mana, which means that there is an opportunity here to get something done, but he is probably just going to go home. And Sona is probably going to go home as well. Yeah, Sona's actually gone home, and he is going immediately into the BF swords. And this is exactly what you should do if you're ahead, like he is at this moment. I don't know if he's actually ahead, but he's 3-1, so let's see. He is currently at 89 minions, and Ash is at 76, and he is 2 kills ahead. So I would say, yeah, you're ahead in gold. And let's see what the Ash is building, by the way. So Ash actually got the pickaxe first, which is, yeah, an insignificant amount of damage compared to the BF sword. The pickaxe is really suboptimal. You buy that when you really don't expect to have enough gold to buy the BF sword for quite a while. Otherwise you want to prevent buying that, because it is yeah, it is just a whole lot less damage. So Nunu picking up this kill, which is definitely not good. And yeah, he definitely didn't want to do that, because, well, with if you're there with just the two of you, so in this case Nunu and Kog'Maw, then it is not too big of a problem when Nunu picks up the kill, because you're still going to get something like 58.3% of the gold. It's something like that. But let's say 60% of the gold. And yeah, the problem is that now, because they had two guys supporting, or no, well, assisting on that kill, yeah, well, Nunu is going to get 100% of the kill gold, and Kog'Maw is only going to get 30%, and that is a big difference. I mean, 60% and 100%, yeah, that's still acceptable, but 30% or 100%, yeah, that's really too low. And that is also why Nunu really didn't want to get that kill, By the way, Nunu support, for those of you who don't know, is there only for the Blood Boil. That's really the only thing he has to do. You don't level up Q on him, so you don't get to consume. You get to consume as really the last thing to level up. So at level 13, I think you get your first skill point in that. And I think he's pretty dead here. Taking out those were 3 ultimates? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, with 3 ultimates down, it may actually be worth it. Obviously, this is not optimal either, getting the critical strike one first, but building into Infinity Edge either way, and yeah, Infinity Edge is your major big item that you should get first. And once again, Sona is out of the lane, and Ashe is still there. The jungler is here as well, is also in bottom lane. And yeah, since the Infinity Edge plus Zeal haven't been completed yet, he's just walking back to bottom lane. Has lost his turret here, but that's really not too big a deal. He is going to push the lane a little bit here, because he really doesn't want to spend too much time on killing the minions. Obviously, this wasn't good either, because, well, he lost his support and he's now dead as well. Doing a little bit of damage there to Talon in the end, but yeah, this is really not going too well for them. Getting caught all the time, and wow, that was 4 guys dying. And yeah, apparently 5 to 17 now. So Nautilus being 0 and 4, really are 1 and 4, Victor 0 and 3, and yeah, well, the Nunu's 1 and 3. Yeah, well, he cannot really help that. Kog'Maw 3 and 3. But yeah, 3 and 3 is really due to the last 2 things. He was 3 and 1, which was still pretty good. And he is the only one, I think, winning his lane. But yeah, if everyone is losing their lane, there is not a whole lot he can do about that. But he's still farming. He's still going bottom lane. Okay, now he's going somewhere else. Maybe because he saw this Sona, but no, because he's, the minions here are pushing up against the turrets. And that is definitely something you want to prevent. So 2 hits from the turret on the front minions and 1 hit before you attack it on the back minions. And the cannon minion, of course, always is always tricky. But by now he has enough damage to not have to do the hit into tower hit into the second hit on the back minions, because that is really hard to do, especially when there are minions. So when your own minions get involved, if the tower is clear, so if there are no minions from your side, then it's relatively easy to do. But if your own minions get into it, then it is really hard to get all of those. By the way, not using the W to farm here. So he's saving the W to get damage done on the enemies, and only using it to do that extra, to get that extra damage when the enemies show up. For the rest, not using any of his skills while farming, and he is very happy just staying with this, staying with the just in front of his turret. Although, yeah, we saw just a few minutes ago that he can actually get dove pretty easily. And yeah, the enemy's obviously not that afraid of some turret shots if they can kill him very quickly. And that's what he needs to prevent. He needs to make sure that he can kill them while they're trying to kill him. And at least take one of them with him. And someone teleporting in. Going to or keeps using the ultimate to do some damage there on the minions. And yeah, he's not going to win this obviously, especially if the jungler comes in. And is he going to? Yeah, he is going to give an extra assist away. Shouldn't have used the heal there. He was dead anyway. There was no way he was getting out of that. Nobody was coming. And yeah, he played that wrong. I mean, first of all, yeah, once he sees the so here he sees the enemy coming in, and obviously he has to run out here. So, but instead of going through the bushes, that's the first mistake I think. He should have stayed here and stayed invisible, because then the cannon actually would have to dive into the bush over here, because otherwise you could suicide into the turret. If he runs all the way over here trying to catch you here, you can run in the other way and try to suicide to the turret. But cannon is going to kill him here. So he still has heal up. And obviously there is no turret anymore. At this point he is totally dead. You can see the Skarner coming in. You can see there's no one from his whole team here. So there's no way they're going to kill this cannon. And still he uses the heal, and Skarner actually gets the kill on him. So he gives away 60% more gold than he should have. And yeah, that is just a waste. It's a waste of gold. Or, well, it's unnecessary to give that away. And of course he used his summoner spell. So his heal is is no longer up. And he might have been able to use that in the next team fight in an attempt to at least come back. But yeah, well, what can you do? But that was definitely a mistake. And cannon getting really low and actually getting killed. But they do lose the Nunu in return. And Victor, not going after the Sona here. Too afraid that he might get killed here. And yeah, for good reason, because this guy might have actually took him out. And obviously Victor is still going to die, but they pick off the oracles. Actually hits him with both the slow and the ultimate there, but not getting the kill. So yeah, he came in late to that team fight obviously because he was dead. Yeah, at this point this guy should just run out. He should run out all the way to the back of the fight, so where Kog'Maw is now. But here's when Kog'Maw comes in. Victor should be over here and then coming in through this lane, this way, because he's way too low. The same goes for this guy. And with the heal up, by the way, he would have been able to save this guy for a little bit longer. Well, the ignite went down. This guy was dead to Kog'Maw anyway, so Victor really didn't do anything. But he's really close to Kog'Maw. Oh, come on. What's your name? Skarner. He's really close to Skarner there now, and yeah, that's why he gets killed. And Skarner is obviously not going to die. This guy might still die and is here because Skarner is here. She shouldn't be here either. And yeah, she gets killed really easily, and that shouldn't have happened anyway. If you have an oracles and you're a support, you shouldn't come this close to a fight. Anyway, Kog'Maw is not going to kill this guy, but they're still going to try to get some damage done. But they should realize they don't have enough damage to actually kill him. And that's why they back off here and just go for the minions. Because the minions in the end are way more important than getting a little bit of this guy's health. Because he's going to regenerate that and nothing's going to happen out of that. Finally has his Infinity Edge. Well, finally, it's 22 minutes, I think. Yeah, it's 22 minutes. And at 22 minutes, having your Infinity Edge is kind of okay. It's not brilliant, but it's okay. But that's because, well, the lane didn't go too well because he got killed twice. He lost his turret really early on. Um, but he's still 150 minions to 131. So that's a good laning phase right there. And he's going to get a whole lot more here. But yeah, well, Skarner coming in. Skarner trying to do the damage, but yeah, he was pretty close to his turret, but is it going to be close enough? Yeah, probably not. So even though he was really close to his turrets, there was no way he was going to get that. And yeah, he does have damage, so I'm not sure what he's complaining about, but he didn't have any protection here. He had no vision over the map. If you're behind, you're going to get ahead by placing wards. And that sounds really stupid because wards cost money or gold. And gold is the only thing you don't have when you're, or the thing the enemy has more of. But if you can place enough wards to have vision, you can keep farming. You can keep the enemy from doing your buffs, or well, getting anything in your jungle. And since you can keep tabs on the enemy, you're going to be able to sneak up on them and kill them off when they're alone. And obviously if you're 9 to 24 behind, it is going to be really hard to come back from that. But since, yeah, well, Nautilus died 5 times in a row, I think Nunu died 4 times in a row, I really had probably died 4 times in a row, and Kog'Maw died 3 times in a row before getting his 4th kill. So all in all, yeah, it's going to... you're not giving away... I don't know about Victor, by the way. You're not giving away that much gold on like the 3rd and 4th time you die. The first time you give away 300 and then it's 2 something like 215 or something like that. But it's going to drop off really quickly, and especially the 0 and 5 Nautilus really doesn't give a whole lot of gold anymore. It's under 100 even. So killing him, even with an assist, would give the enemy something like 120 gold. And yeah, that is 6 minions. And that is 300 gold. Plus the assist, making it about 450, something like that. So all in all, that 1 kill made up for probably the last 3 kills that the enemy got. Except that the Kog'Maw actually got a kill before dying and gave away 300 gold because of that. So 500 gold here for the Kog'Maw, and yeah, well, now he's going to get focus, obviously. Ooh, a very nice jump out of that from the Talon. And yeah, this team fight is pretty much over. Well, for Kog'Maw it's over anyway. So let's see if he could actually save himself. He doesn't like Vladimir have an escape skill. That is the one big problem with Kog'Maw. He doesn't have any escapes. He only has his summoners, and in this case, just a flash. So Skarner is coming in here. And what do? Obviously, you're going to run away. So Skarner is going to attempt to land his ultimate on Kog'Maw, because Kog'Maw is the only one dealing actual damage. So Kog'Maw is going to finish him because he got stunned by the stun platform, which I really don't know what the name of that is, but I don't really care. He gets stunned by the Nautilus as well, but those 2 stuns are at the same time. Then the ultimate from Ashe comes out and the arrow actually hits... who's this? Victor? I think it's Victor. So still only getting slowed, not really getting stunned, and you need to get stunned to prevent you from doing damage. The Nautilus ultimate coming out, actually getting the Ashe, but they're not going to get the kill on that until later. We see Talon coming in here at full health, and at this point they're out of stuns because Nautilus just used his ultimate. Maybe should have stopped or not used that. The best thing to do here is to go back, regroup, because Kog'Maw is out of mana, Victor is low, Nunu is low. They just got 2 kills for free, or 2 kills for 1 maybe. I think it's 2 kills for free because Arena is still here. So yeah, they should. Oh, the ultimates from Victor coming out, by the way, and going to. No, it's not going to pick up the kill because we already saw it. But yeah, I wonder how he got caught there. Probably was a little bit too greedy. Come on. I'm going to use spacebar from now on. So yeah, he was a little bit too greedy, wanted to get this kill and stayed in this range while his allies actually retreated to here. So by now, yeah, he is being focused with red buff by this Talon. And Nunu is going to try to slow this guy down, but then an excellent jump here, and he's not going to survive that. Because obviously he is going to die. Yeah, oh come on, Talon is dying immediately afterwards. But since he's the only one with damage, so Kog'Maw is the only one with damage, his team should have prevented him from dying at any cost. And now they have a Nautilus at full health, and oh no, that's Irelia at full health. Never mind. And Irelia is going to clean up here. Nautilus is actually at pretty full health as well. Only Nunu really doing his job and protecting, but oh, losing 2 guys there for the Sona. That is really bad. And the kill actually went to Nautilus, who was 0 and 5, which is fine in my opinion. Because if you're 0 and 5, you're not going to be worth a whole lot. But if you're 1 and 5 and your 1 kill comes after 5 deaths, you're going to be worth 300 gold again. So, yeah, all in all, they got a 4 for 3 trade. I guess that's worth it in some ways, but they could have gotten a 2 for 0 trade out of this, which would have been a whole lot better than a 4 for 3 trade, especially since that last kill went to Nautilus. Anyhow, they still might lose this this Nunu. And wow, Nunu actually getting out of that. That was excellent. Really unlucky for Cannon because he really thought he had that with his ultimates, but it didn't range far enough, and apparently didn't have anything to close that gap. Yeah, this probably wasn't the smartest of ideas to go in alone. But yeah, Cannon is quick, but apparently not quick enough, because he is still going to die. Wow! If he just ran out this well over the lane, I think he would have managed to get out. Yeah, I think he did this because the Cannon ultimate was down, and without his ultimate, Cannon really loses like 70% of his damage. Because Cannon's ultimate does a lot of damage, and not only that, it stuns whoever is in there, especially if there's only 1 or 2 guys. And then while you're getting stunned, so you can get stunned again because of the QWE combo, and yeah, you can get stunned for like 2 seconds, and without the ultimate it's really hard for Cannon to land all 3 of his shots on you, because for the E he has to get in really close, which is dangerous. His Q is a skill shot, and his W only works if he's close enough to you and you already have a Mark of the Storm on you. So once again, getting up close and personal with this Talon, but this time he has his team with him, and then it's fine. But by now, I would say this this game is over. Well, not so much over, but the laning phase is over. So I'm going to stop it here. Let's see if he pulls up a score screen. Yeah, the enemy is going for Baron, then you know that the laning phase is over. And nice ultimate from Nunu coming out there. But yeah, all in all, I think he won his lane pretty handily. But they may still lose this game because, well, the top lane and mid lane and jungle all got killed quite a lot. And I hope he pulls up a score screen at some point. So yeah, not a whole lot else to say here. It's just that once you have the Infinity Edge, Zeal and Vampiric Scepter, and of course Boots level 2, you're going to be in a good position to win any team fight, any fight, whether it's one-on-one or with the whole team. So I'm still hoping he pulls up a score screen, because I really want to see how he's doing. Oh, that's not the correct one. Oh, come on. You always see that when you want one, then there's none available. And this is why I love the replay system. Then I can just pull it up whenever. Anyway, it's 78 minion kills against 144, so he went 34 minions more, which not all of them were from the laning phase, but yeah, since they have pretty much the same items, it doesn't really matter too much. 4 kills versus 9 kills. Yeah, the kills really, they don't really interest me that much because they are game dependent. You cannot force a kill. You can try to gank someone, but you cannot force kills. If you could, people would do that all the time, and we would see way more focus on that than on anything else. That is why you have Baron and Dragon, to make sure that people have things to fight for, and they actually have to fight there, and people can draw out fights with the enemy. Even though the enemy may be behind, they are still forced to either lose Baron or engage in a fight in which they really don't want to engage. Yeah, I think he did pretty well this game. Once again going for the boots first with potions because he had a non-healing support. 2 Doran's Blades, boots level 2, Vampiric Scepter in this case before anything else. Then the Infinity Edge starting with the BF sword first. In this case going into the critical strike item, which was kind of surprising because people normally don't do that. They normally use that extra slot then for a healing potion or a ward or something like that. The critical strike item normally is kind of, yeah, frowned upon. Let's call it that. Normally you don't go that as a second item. You should go for the pickaxe second. Anyhow, going into Infinity Edge with Zeal, and then the team fighting began, and from that team fighting phase he actually got enough gold to finish his Phantom Dancer. Pretty sure Ashe will be able to do that in a little bit. She's going to be a little bit behind, but since her team is ahead by, what's this, 15 kills, it's not going to matter too much. She's still going to do plenty of damage, and she has the increased movement speed from the Zeal, which is important. And yeah, really the Phantom Dancer, not that important if you're this far ahead in your team. But he still won the lane. He did pretty well by at least forcing people to stay back because his ultimate was coming out otherwise, and he was going to harass them, and once you get harassed enough, you can either choose to, well, stay all the way behind your turret and try to last hit there, or risk getting into the lane and getting killed. But in this case, yeah, he did a good job of keeping them away and making sure that he got most of the minions. And at least more minions than his opponent. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. GG.